when our long-range planning committee met in the fall of 2021 to look at options to address our district's growth. As many of you know, Granbury is growing at a rapid pace. In fact, by 2031, we're expected to cross over 10,000 students district-wide. That was pretty eye-opening to the committee. In addition to that, the committee was extremely impressed with how our Board of Trustees has lowered the tax rate in our area significantly over the last 6 years. In fact, Granbury ISD has one of the lowest tax rates among all school districts in the entire region. Looking at the fast growth that we have, along with our low tax rate, the committee began to ask questions about bonding capacity. In 2013, the district passed a bond for approximately $89 million to renovate the current high school building and the administration building. In 2013, a 15-cent tax increase generated $89 million. Today, a 15-cent tax increase would generate over $300 million. Looking at that information and realizing that our community's property values have grown significantly, the committee knew it had the opportunity to address much larger issues facing the district. Not only the growth at the elementary level, but the growth at the junior high level and the secondary level as well. Therefore, the committee made a recommendation to propose a 4-for-1. Build one new high school, get 4 schools in return. So the proposal that'll go before our Board of Trustees from the Long Range Planning Committee will be to build one brand new high school, not a second high school, but a new high school where all of our students will transfer into that building, likely on the eastern part of our community, turn our current Granbury High School building into a junior high, and then take our 2 existing middle schools, GMS and AMS, and turn them into elementary schools. Simultaneously, Bacchus would become a full-day pre-K similar to Emma. So the 4-for-1 proposal was born and recommended to our trustees by the Long Range Planning Committee. As we look at demographics for Granbury ISD, it becomes quickly apparent from the snapshot that the district is growing at a rapid pace. In fact, the 2010 census had us just over 48,000 community members. By 2021, we were up to nearly 65,000. If we continue to grow at our current pace, Hood County and Granbury ISD will be over 100,000 in total population by the 2030 census. Not only are we growing as a community, but our younger population is growing as well. Below the age of 18 is now up to nearly 30%. We are seeing the median household income rate rise, as well as the number of households in our community. As part of the demographic process, we also do a home price analysis. As you can see from this graph, in 2010, a new home could be purchased for around $207,000. Today, a new home will cost nearly $300,000. That's a significant increase in home prices. As we look at the district housing overview, you'll notice that the district has 20 actively building subdivisions and 12 future subdivisions. Groundwork is underway for nearly 400 lots within 4 subdivisions. This demographic study was done in August of 2021. We now know through conversations with the county and the city of Granbury and the city of Crescent that more developments are underway that are not reflected in the August 2021 demographic study. The kindergarten enrollment versus district births is how we track what our enrollment's going to look like in the future. So for example, in 2016, zip code births in 76048 and 76049 totaled approximately 578 kids. This year we enrolled 610 kindergartners. So if you look at the trends dating back all the way to 2006, 2007, you'll notice that zip code births and kindergarten enrollments track closely. That's how we're able to forecast our 10-year enrollment by campus. If you'll notice looking at this chart, our elementary schools are beginning to fill up. Reflected in the highlighted yellow areas you see when each campus is going to fill up based on total enrollment. At the elementary level, we are expected to hit our total capacity by 2026. If the district were to pass a bond and begin construction, we're looking at least a 3-year window from the day the bond is passed until a new facility can be built. Knowing this, the committee saw we had issues to address not just at the elementary level, but the middle school and high school levels as well. The key takeaways from the demographic study are that the district is experiencing a lot of growth. We've bounced back strong from COVID. We're going to see a forecasted home closure of more than 3,000 new homes by the end of 2031. There are a large number of future subdivisions coming in to Granbury as well as those in the planning stages. And in 5 years, Granbury ISD could see an enrollment increase of more than 1,300 students, putting us at nearly 11,000 students by 2031. District finances and taxes. The district is extremely proud that we've been able to lower our property tax rate each of the last 6 years. In fact, the impact of the 2013 bond was expected to be 15 cents. Today, it only accounts for 4 cents of the overall tax rate. Noticing the chart on the left, you will see Granbury's overall tax rate is $1.08.88. If Granbury ISD were to pass a bond for 20 cents, we would still rank in the bottom half of school tax rates for those in our area. When looking at a 20-cent tax increase, you'll notice on the right that a home value of $100,000 would see an annual tax increase of $200 per year, or $16.67 per month if the bond is to be ratified. And again, you can just move your way through that chart and find approximately where your home is valued to see how your monthly INS tax increase would be affected. As we look at a comparison of districts in our area, you will see how our district rates for outstanding bond principal versus other districts in our area. Currently, the district has $93 million in outstanding bond principal, ranking it near one of the lowest in the area. When we look at bond principal by student, you'll see that Granbury ranks last by our comparison group. When looking at debt as a percentage of taxable value, you will notice Granbury again ranks last. One comparison I like to make here is that at 1.3% of a value to debt ratio, that would be the equivalent of owning a $100,000 home and your mortgage on that home, you still owe the bank $1,300. Most of us, if we were to have a mortgage of $1,300 on a home that is valued at $100,000, we would feel pretty good about that. So the district's debt to taxable value ratio is incredibly low. And then again, as we look at our total interest and sinking or debt fund tax rate, Granbury ISD is once again lower than our comparison group. The LRPC resolution and proposal. One thing that we're proud of is the resolution and proposal for the bond is more than about facilities. To summarize, GISD is dedicated to creating a culture of excellence. Our goal is to be an educational destination. In order to do that, we want to invest in early childhood education because we know that an investment in kids at age 3 and 4 is much more financially prudent than having to add intervention programs or special education programs at the middle school or high school levels. We're committed to smaller class sizes at pre-K and kindergarten and tiering class sizes up as students get older. In addition, we want to provide parents with a choice for their child in our elementary schools. We want to make sure that they have a sense of ownership as to which campus their child attends. The district is also committed to using fund balance rather than bond monies to improve current facilities, buses, and technology. We want to make sure that our money is put to good use and any future bond money is not spent on technology or buses. We recognize that we still need those things. We just don't want to put them in a note for 25 or 30 years when the district has a large fund balance on hand to pay for those things now. We also want to provide free dual credit and dual enrollment classes for all GHS students. This is something an educational destination does. They make sure that students have opportunities. We piloted this program in the spring of 2021 and it was extremely successful. We know we have the capacity to do it and we know that it provides a great benefit to our students and community. Finally, we want to expand career and technology education programs. We want to build on our robust aviation program where we help students get their private pilot's license. We want to create a construction science pathway so kids can learn HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. And we want to make sure that our MCJROTC program has an opportunity to grow. Currently, they are limited in space and potentially could be turning away students as early as fall 2022 if they do not have the ability to expand. We also want to facilitate a community youth sports program. Kind of think about Game On. We want to make sure that our families don't have to travel to Mansfield or Fort Worth to allow their kids the opportunity to engage in youth sports. We want to build from the kindergarten program all the way up through the sixth grade program opportunities for kids in cheer, football, volleyball, soccer, and basketball. We have enough facilities in our district to accommodate these programs, and we believe we can put this program in place as early as next year. Finally, we're looking at how we can ease transportation. We want to make sure that we put a transportation bus hub on the eastern half of our community so that we're not running as many buses up and down 377. We also want to make sure that we put loops at our existing elementary schools, specifically Oakwoods, Bronner, and Emma, so that we can help alleviate some of the traffic that stacks up on our city streets. Finally, as a district, we're going to invest a significant portion of this bond into our current elementary schools to make sure they all receive some type of renovation. We recognize that the last time an elementary school was built in Granbury was 1995, and that was Mambrino Elementary. We know that many of our schools are due for this update. Finally, we want to build a new high school on the eastern part of town. That's going to require us to call for a bond election in the amount of $394 million. It will be in two propositions because all of the athletics related to a new high school, specifically stadiums over 1,000 in capacity, must be on a separate proposition. Our board will call for that bond election in May of 2022. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, I would encourage you to check out the Granbury ISD website under Long Range Planning Committee. You can find all of the Long Range Planning Committee videos from the fall of 2021, as well as useful information related to the 2022 bond package. Thank you, and go Pirates.